Hey everybody, Dan the Wolfman here, and I'm going to do another Rokas reaction video here with Wonder Puppy. Wanted to see him for a minute, so we're going to do another reaction video to Rokas Leonlevicius martial arts journey. He did most extreme martial art versus least effective martial art. And of course, most extreme martial art, he's saying is Daidojuku Kudo, of which I have my black belt, one of my 4 black belts, versus least effective martial art, Aikido, which I have a brown belt, and am known as the guy that can actually make a few Aikido techniques, wrist locks, etc. work for real versus professional MMA, BJJ fighters. Let's look at the little intro to his video here showing the awesome Daidojuku Kudo.
Against one of the most extreme martial arts out there, Kudo, which features full contact elbow strikes, knees, throws, and even headbutts. And then we try to improve my Aikido techniques with a Kudo approach.
So that's the basis of his video while he was there with the Kudo or Daidojuku instructor. I myself fought in the 1st and 3rd World Championships. I've trained at the HQ in Japan. And like I said, I'm known for being able to make Kodogishi, a Nikyo, also a Nikyo variation, possibly called Ayadori, this way work, and, you know, Katanagi and stuff, as you see in my knife defense videos and pistol defense videos. And when it comes out, it comes out. Anyway, I'm a Combatives and Street Jiu-Jitsu instructor on BJJ Fanatics. If you're not familiar, it's often on sale, as you see there, 45% off. It's 4.5 hours long. It's not one of these 1-hour things with a lot of replays. I give you different angles. 4.5 hours, 17 5-star reviews there, 8 5-star reviews on effective self-defense. So I bounced forever. I've been in real-world situations. I tell at least 16 real-world stories, multiple attackers, weapons, etc. If you want to learn how to defend yourself in the wide, vast, different types of things you might face in the real world, I highly suggest you get it. So we'll get into when he starts to go live, trying to apply the Aikido techniques, though a lot of techniques in Aikido are the same in Judo, the same in Japanese Jiu-Jitsu, because everything is everything. And as you see this video, kind of, he says all the things I say that he always fought with, including the last time I was on the show. Years ago, we had a very nice interview. That's when he was a nice Aki boy. And then he said it'd be harder on him to make the video more interesting. We did an interview, and needless to say, friends turned into frenemies, turned into now enemies, as he occasionally responds to people and talks crap behind my back in response to them. So he's a beginner, and he's still a beginner, and that kind of matters. So anyway, here's where he starts to try to apply some techniques in live sparring. Here, going against a very skilled Daidojuku Kudo instructor.
And this time, for the first few moments, I struggled.
He's getting nailed with a lot of punches in the clinch. Bad knee, too much bend in his leg, which can easily be caught. The little Uchimata throws him easily down there.
But then suddenly, I saw an opportunity to try to apply what he just taught me. And it worked! Not only that, but while doing the newly learned variation of Kaitanage, midway, I switched it up to using another Aikido joint lock technique called Ikkyu, which I used to take Villas down almost all the way to the ground. Eventually, he rolled out of it, but still, this was the first time I ever applied these 2 Aikido techniques in sparring.
Well, that's perhaps disingenuous, because I don't consider that a Ikkyu. I consider that a Wakigatami, of which let's watch some awesome Wakigatami highlights. Of course, Wakigatami is in Judo, was used in Judo competitions until outlawed in 1985, I believe, and Japanese Jiu-Jitsu and Samurai times and all of that. So let's see Shinya Aoki, who I have rolled with, trained with one day before, and he's used a technique at Dream 17, my exorcist neck crake, to win a fight before. So here is Shinya Aoki, and then some Judo highlights of the Wakigatami. So it's not exactly an Ikkyu pin. It's the armpit armbar as he breaks Wisniewski's elbow there on the throw dynamically. Let's watch some Judo highlights of the Wakigatami here, just so you can kind of see the difference. And while both are elbow control techniques, one's more for pinning, and control, and one is more for snapping, or at least a more dynamic takedown, just like a Russian 2-on-1, which is similar. Russian 2-on-1 elbow breaker, I call it, takedown, which is what I attempt to do with knife defense. Look at my knife defense rebuttal video to him, where I combined two techniques that he showed in the video for a higher percentage technique. Having an A-B plan. Lower the... So let's just watch a few of these awesome Wakigatami highlights. And yeah, that can hurt pretty bad when your elbow gets snapped. I've had my forearm muscle snap before in a flying juji, but anyway, I digress. I think you've seen that, yes, nothing magical here. Wakigatamis can be effective. Now, let me give them props. To use standing locks is very difficult. Not a lot of people can do it. I've been kind of known for doing standing locks, including all these Aikido techniques. Look at my video, which I originally sent him all the videos in this that were compiled. He decided not to make it because he didn't want to pump anything Aikido actually working at the time. So I originally compiled all this for him, and then he didn't do it. And so I made the video. Finally, actually good Aikido versus MMA BJJ, best real sparring on all of YouTube. So finally, actually good Aikido versus MMA BJJ. 26 minutes long, me hitting these locks versus wrestlers, judokas, BJJ competitors versus professional MMA fighters. I'm very good with standing locks. Wakigatami, or maybe a variation, when they color tie your head. Bent elbow crake, like my daddy Steven did in the meat store. Kotegaeshi, which I'm known for. Nikyo variation / Ayadori, and things of that nature. Let's watch just a few clips from here, and then we'll get back to what Rokas is trying to find.
Take him down with the head tilt. Systema Back to the blue belt pro fighter, small guy, yes, but I locked his elbow or pushing out of his face. It was actually an elbow lock, a straight arm. Here's a bigger pro fighter from deep, much bigger than me, with MMA gloves on. And there's Kotegaeshi. Didn't quite get him, caught his base, lowered his head, so snap him down with a 10-finger guillotine. And managed to get on top, and shortly thereafter, I tapped him with a reverse shoulder. These are Pancrase fighters.
Let's watch about one more minute of this.
These guys are very good grapplers. People see us go, oh, these guys are no good, the weight loss. No, you're wrong. Those are idiots online. Aki grappling. My Nikyo variation there, I think it has a different name, Japanese Jiu-jitsu, maybe in Daidojuku or certain ninjutsu rules. More than Nikyo or not, but that's how I do it, with two hands in control. Really do I actually put it up on my shoulder and chest. So those clips here were some of the ones that first kind of blew up, guys. I made a short video, and then I made that second video. Make sure you check it out. The more real new SEAGAL versus MMA grapplers video.
In kickboxing sparring versus a former pro MMA fighter here.
And I'm just showing the stuff I've done in the last year and a half that they could put into that. Here's sparring a pro fighter at AACC in Tokyo. Or a former pro fighter. I think he had stopped fighting.
So I could have really snapped his elbow there.
I haven't fought in a long time, but still training.
Bush wrestling coach and BJJ Blue here.
Boxing gloves on. I could have broken his elbow there, taken him down. This guy's a wrestling coach and a BJJ blue belt. I was already a BJJ black belt at this time, but he was a very good wrestler. Wrestling coach. And we're going takedowns plus 10 seconds with submissions. Standing elbow crank. You'd never seen that before.
One-handed Wakigatami. I had my other hand grabbing the belt to only go one-handed. One-handed knee bar.
I could have broken his elbow right there with the Wakigatami one-handed. And hit him in the knee bar one-handed. 240-pound older guy, but blue belt firefighter, pretty good shape. Going one-handed. You see him grabbing my gi back there. So one-handed.
And bear with me. We're going to get back to Rokas in a minute, but I want to show you what is possible. Which he's argued with me it isn't. And now he's saying it is. It's kind of like you almost go back and forth to get views. Isn't that interesting? It's about views and clicks. Isn't that interesting? So let's get back here to Rokas and sparring. Now he's going with student.
One of Dilus's students, who intentionally didn't watch what Dilus taught me so he wouldn't know what's coming and I had more opportunities to apply what I learned. Yet things were still not easy. By the way, when I hit 300,000 subscribers, I will spar with the MMA fighter again that I first tested.
Kind of like he's selling testosterone supplements, borderline biochemical steroid stuff to teenagers online, hawking products when teenagers are going to buy it. I love that too, by the way.
Making the process much more difficult. I struggled to get into a clinch for a while, but then I decided to start pushing him into a corner so he couldn't create distance anymore. That helped me finally get into a clinch, secure the wrist, and
oh my god! He did Kodogeshi in live resistance sparring.
In my next
not 100% sparring, but nonetheless sparring.
While being taller and having more experience in striking, I had the upper hand during our striking exchanges. Yet every time we went into a clinch, I felt like hitting a wall, due to my partner's extensive experience in grappling. Finally though, I did manage to secure a wrist, but I couldn't perform the takedown, and the situation started to feel hopeless.
Oh no, hopeless. No, no, all you snowflake teenagers that follow his channel, not hopeless. Your life is so hard. Right? Right? My puppy would beat you up. I tap out. I tap out.
Like the first time you did it, you kind of slipped out, then it got out of position, and you did it again, and you started kicking my leg. So that
a little bit of Ashibarai on the foot.
Like,
and even though it's the opposite from what the instructor had showed him earlier, it's on the opposite arm. But still, creating off-balancing, Kazushi, knowing how to go to the back corner, like in Judo. Oh my god. He almost gave up on Aikido. Meaning, all he did was try to make everyone, for 3-hour interview with me, that I was an Aikido instructor. Never once asked me about being a BJJ black belt and a highest on grappling black belt. Only a few in the world have done that, under Gokar and LaBelle. And Daidojuku black belt, and Taekwondo black belt, and a bouncer, and real world experience. And face it, he never asked me about all that. He made everyone think that I was an Aikido instructor. And now here, he's saying everything that I said in that interview. That's awfully interesting. I mean, congratulations. So he was able to pull off 1-2 Kodogeshi and 1 Waki Gatame. That's pretty good. Whereas the rest of the techniques, he also talked about Katanagi. So I'm going to show you some Katanagi headlights. Let me show you some of my Daidojuku headlights first. Here's me in the very first World Championships 2001 in Japan versus pro fighter. He fought in Pancrase professionally and other war and some other stuff. The Daidojuku Kudo headquarters for the whole style, the grappling instructor, the judo instructor. Going with a JKD straight blast there, just like I did previously in the year 2000 in a high-level MMA fight. Hit him with the uppercut there, and then he yanks me viciously into... He wants to be in the video and lick my wet hair. Here's... Watch another second here. I think there's a kind of a Kazushi Ashibarai sweep there.
Kind of off-balancing Kazushi sweep there, using his bounce Kazushi against him.
So, you know, been there, done that. Didn't just try stuff. Let's look at just the beginning, maybe, of the third World Championships that I fought in 2009. When I started, I was very ill at this time. Didn't quite yet get diagnosed with lupus yet. And didn't know what was going on, but I took the fight anyway. And huge Superman punch to a outside leg trap takedown. Kosodogaki. Very effective. And in the 3-minute fight, I got takedowns to either mount or rear mount 4 times, I believe.
Little kickboxer action.
Oh, yeah. See, the kickboxer made him my ribs. I missed a round kick, which I would never do, except the space bubble helmet, which I have one, throws off your vision. And I suckered him in to kicking back. Took him down. Side mount already. Taking the back already. That's kind of interesting. So you could say my hardcore MMA training started in '97, and my last professional MMA fight was October 28th, 2001. So that's 5 years of training.
Hits, and this guy was gurgling on the shit chat, but
Which 5 years of training is what he claimed before they relabeled it 3 years to make him look better until I called them out on it. Isn't that interesting? His second MMA fight, which if you want to see a breakdown from a guy who's not kissing his butt just because he has views of a second MMA fight, an actual expert, unlike all the fake YouTubers who said excellent footwork and punching, when it absolutely was not excellent footwork and punching. If you want to see a real breakdown, when he does good, I say good. But everyone is so fake. They're all so fake on YouTube because all they care about is hyping each other and doing collaborations to get more views. Look at my breakdown of his second MMA fight if you actually want to know what someone that trained 5 years in MMA should look like, what a BJJ blue belt that didn't bite in 6 months should look like, and things of that nature. Now, is he able to start applying locks and being more open to everything that I've said in the past? I don't know. Or was it just to get views? Mostly, right? I mean, the guy's in his 30s, right? And he's out there to get views. But anyway, he also talked about Katanagi, head and arms wheel throw, and a lot of martial arts. Let's look at my old friend, rest in peace, Kevin Slice, Kimbo Slice, Kevin Ferguson do it. Let's watch Kevin Ferguson, Kimbo do it again in a professional MMA fight. And in a previous video, Rokas said Katanagi's not useful. Now, when I say friend, I mean associate. I met him on a Nickelodeon movie, and then I saw me a few weeks later, and came up and gave me a big hug when he was doing a pressing for Elite XC, him and Gina Carano. So you can see a picture of me in my socks timing Gina's rounds on the pads. Let's look at Lenny Sly here a minute. Ooh, Katanagi. And live Aki grappling. Ooh, a modified Katanagi. A real Arimi Nagi. Just like I show how to do off the double push, how to do an arm drag in the Arimi Nagi. And then, so this is from my 3 best top effective Aikido techniques.
About the other videos.
So all you BJJ guys, MMA guys, functional guys, don't ignore it. These are 3 very useful techniques, especially if you work in security like I do, law enforcement, you work in a hospital, mental hospital, where you have to restrain people and get control. These are very effective techniques. Let's see a couple more Katanagis before we wrap up the video.
Doesn't really matter what you call martial arts. Start looking at the concepts, people.
Looking at the concepts and the principles? My gosh. Maybe it's not all martial art versus martial art. So anyway, guys, I'm DanTheWolfman. If you want to learn how to fight, oh my God, in 2009, doing the Kodogushita Jujikatami armbar. If you want to learn how to fight effectively, how to defend yourself and the loved ones around you effectively, get my highly rated Combatives and Street Jiu-Jitsu instructional on BJJ Fanatics. It's 4.5 hours long. It breaks down into 4 segments of like 0.5 gig each, so 2 gig total. Once you buy it, it's yours. It's a great website. Go pick up some Gordon Ryan stuff. Go pick up some Mike Tyson stuff, some Peter Art stuff while you're there, etc. Gary Tonin, I really like. I'm big into the transitional submission, so is he. And or at effectiveselfdefense.com. So anyway, guys, there's a breakdown of the most extreme martial art versus the least effective martial art from a guy that's actually experienced in both. Please get down there in the comments, get some interaction going. Let me know what you think. Do you think maybe Rokas should stop talking bad behind my back and maybe ask me about blending of martial arts and real street experiences and BJJ and MMA and catch wrestling instead of trying to paint me as just the Aikido guy versus the guy that can actually make some Aikido techniques functional in live sparring, live grappling, like he just did in this video, which is all I said in the past, and in the pre-fight and the post-fight of the fights. In the pre-fight, it's very good. In the post-fight, it's very good. And of course, you got to learn functional
Let's make any style better. Let's pressure test.
Like I always said, STG method, striking, throwing, grappling. If you can't fight one-on-one in all ranges of combat, forget the weapon stuff, though I have defended myself effectively in the past. You might want to look at upcoming Best Knife Defense video and my past one, Rokas Rebuttal, combining two of the techniques in his video and finding good success with it. And random gun disarms, when people, you don't say just put it like me at this and then do it, but you have people come up from all angles and react spontaneously. Thank you very much. Train and be safe. Kaboom, everybody. And I'll catch you on the flip side. Maybe I should have been in the Ultimate Self-Defense Challenge, an actual self-defense expert. Not saying I'm the best at everything, but certainly way more experienced than the fake tubers.